Welcome back, everybody. Today I wanted to walk you through um, creating a basic Django page. It would be very basic and really brief. So what I've done so far is I've created the project folder, the root folder, my first website. So the first thing we're going to want to do is right-click in Visual Studio Code and open an integrated terminal. And the first thing is we will want to create a virtual environment. So that's the command for it. Um, and it runs relatively quick. And we can see basically it has been created. So that's great. The next step is to activate the environment. And now you can see it's activated. So it's the green to the far left here, .venv, and you could see that was the name of it when we created it. So that looks good so far. You can also check to make sure with this command that you have activated um, the virtual environment in the correct directory as well. Um, so that looks good. So let's keep going. So next, we will want to make sure that the new installation for our environment is updated with the latest. So we will run that command and let the environment update. And then for the main piece, we will install Django. This takes a little bit longer to install, but um, still relatively quick um, in general. So once that's done, we will create our first app. So for this, we'll call it my first website underscore PROJ. So now if we go over here, we can see we have the virtual environment and we have the app we just created. So that's great. And that's pretty quick. And we can do a check for this. So we'll just quickly clear the screen and then we'll run python manage.py run server. So it started, which is great. You can see some messages. It says 18 unapplied migrations, which makes sense. We haven't applied anything after our install. So we can go over and check the page. So the HTTP is 127.0.0.1:8000 for this. So we need to refresh it basically. And you can see the install worked successfully, Grace. So that's great. So the base Django page has been installed and it's up and running. So that's pretty quick. That's great. So the next thing we want to do is we want to add um, uh, a separate um, app. And for this, uh, we'll call it Pages. So I'll open another terminal here, and then we just want to make sure we're still active in our virtual environment. And then we'll run this command, and basically we're creating a new app called Pages. And this will handle basically the home page we'll create. So we created that. Now that we created that app, we need to make some changes um, in in the base settings. So under the under the project folder for settings, there's installed apps. So we just created a new one, and we just want to add pages there as well. And we also want to update uh, the DIRS directory. So under templates, we will update that and we want to drive this site using templates. And we also want to add um, or update the static section for this. And we'll save that. Static today is basically, we won't be using it today, but we'll be using it in a future section. So now we want to update the URLs for this. So basically what we've done, we included the pages for this. Now we want to update the views under pages. So let's close this and we'll go down to views. And we'll update, and we're basically just creating a template, called it homepage for views. And then we want to create URLs. So for pages, the app we just created, we need a new file. We'll call it urls.py. And we'll add this information that's referencing the app and then the view we created. So now we need to create a couple folders. So underneath um, the root here, I guess this is the root. We'll call it templates. And then underneath templates, we'll create a new folder we'll call pages. All right, so pages will handle all our HTML pages for the Pages app. And then one other folder for static. So it's all at the base level. We're creating most of this, except for pages. And then we are going to create some HTML pages. So under templates, we'll create a new file. And we'll call it underscore base.html. And that will end up essentially driving most of the functionality that we'll use for this. And then under pages, another new file, home.html. Okay, that's great. So for home, you can just create basically just a basic HTML page. It's pretty simple for that, and we can check it out and see if that is up and running. And we'll pop over here. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. We need to go and we need to Control C and that, and then we need to restart the server. So go back, and now we should see that base page is gone. We see our title we created, the header, and the link, which just links back to the home page itself. Okay, so that's that, and then we can add a little bit more to the home page. So that was just to test that the home page, the setup was up and running. And this basically is extending the underscore base HTML, which is sort of the point of what the intention is. We want to drive a lot of this, the pages we create off the underscore base HTML, um, and leverage the inherited functionality from Django using that. So we'll add that to the home page, and then we will add a little bit of code to the base itself. Um, Again, this is the inheritance now. You can see the title's a little different on the base, just for an example. Um, so now we've done that. Let's go back to the browser and take a look. We'll notice that if this is working, the title should change. That's really the only thing. And the title's being changed from the underscore base HTML. So the title is home here, right, on the home page, but on base. It's that. Um, so one last example here, just to show you the point. If we quickly put this in and save, and we go back to the browser again, this is an example of what we're trying to accomplish. So you can see a header and a footer, and this is the home page, but the header and the footer comes from the base HTML. So that's just a preview. That's really the end of what I wanted to showcase in this section. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to see you in the next section and have a great day.